This has really turned into a stunning off-year election here in the city of Minneapolis. First voter turnout exceeding expectations, and then the results. The mayor out. The longtime city council president out.
This explosion has impacted faculty and staff who work here through the summer months. That 3 of them are still missing. 3 were rescued or taken off of the roof by the tactical rescue crews, the fire department, police, law enforcement. They're all here. Again, this is a desperate effort.
This city draws 40 million visitors every year. In the past, some experts had warned with these large crowds, the tall hotels, and the huge events that come to Las Vegas that this city was, quote, a soft target. We are down here, track level, right in turn 3. You might be able to see that black smudge up against the wall. That's where this crash occurred. We're standing at the end of this dirt road right down there. You can see very much an active crime scene at what can only be described as a trailer of terror, where this young woman was held captive and assaulted for weeks. I'd probably get myself too choked up to read back the exact language on live TV, but extremely touching, talking about sharing Bill with others. The fire chief did say there is a possibility that someone could still be alive inside the building the way it collapsed. Right. 2 floors collapsed down. There's still the possibility that someone could be alive in a pocket of air down below. But obviously that effort going on right now after a very traumatic and difficult day here at the school. Witnesses report getting mere seconds, a warning that there was an odor of gas in the building. Some headed for the door when the giant explosion rocked the Minnehaha Academy upper school.
We just heard a loud explosion and just got out as quickly as possible.
There was just a really loud bang.
The lights went out and the ceiling started to collapse.
Some windows exploded and ceiling tiles were falling down.
As soon as my daughter got up to go out into the hallway, the explosion happened and kind of blew her back into the office where we were.
There's people trapped on the ceiling and we were trying to get to them, but we couldn't really get to them.
Emotions were overwhelming. His loved ones waited to see who made it out and who didn't. Philip Day could hardly believe his eyes when seeing his family evacuated safely.
The explosion was pretty massive. I don't think, just because you're in a close quarters, not exactly sure. It wasn't until we got out here. It made sense when you felt it and heard it and the debris and everything that we saw.
Investigators report that a gas leak appeared to be the root cause. Contractor Master Mechanical had pulled a permit with the city recently to do some, quote, gas piping work at the school. It's not clear what happened to spark the explosion and fire. One body was recovered from the rubble mid-afternoon. Meantime, tactical rescue and recovery crews were readying to finally get into the flattened portion of the building to locate a second person who was unaccounted for throughout the day. But the building's structural integrity remained a huge concern.
These types of collapses, you don't really know whether potentially void spaces created from that collapse that they could be in, so we have to be very precise.
And remarkable, after 7 or 8 hours, they still can't get inside. It is that delicate. That work going to continue into the night as they search desperately for this janitor.
Thank you, Paul.
Leaders at this Islamic Community Center tell me this case has gone unsolved for far too long. It has created so much panic, so much anxiety, so much fear in the community. Tonight, releasing this video in hopes that someone finally will help authorities catch those responsible.
We felt that we were the target, and we felt like this threat was real. And the bomb made it everything, changed the entire game.
The center's executive director hoping sharing this video publicly will help crack the case. Watch closely. It happens quick. There's an initial report of a fire early on a Saturday morning, the first week of August. There's panic, then boom, and even more panic. We now know at least one suspect threw some type of improvised explosive device through the window of the imam's office inside the Dar al-Farouk Center on Park Avenue. Several worshippers were inside praying at the time. Fortunately, no one was injured or killed. Mohammed Omar telling me after more than 2 months, his community needs to know who did this and why.
It blows. You can see the, it shakes the cameras. You can see it, put a lot of cracks into the, cement wall. This is like, it was, thank God nobody got hurt.
Does this center live in fear?
We don't want to say because we're a community of faith, but we could say that the sense of security. We lost the sense of security.
I just want to show you and Amy the outpouring of support for these shooting victims here in Las Vegas. Look at this memorial of candles and balloons. Let me tell you, we were at the north end of the Strip, the exact opposite end from the Mandalay Hotel and Casino where this shooting unfolded. Yet this love and this support, this outpouring is buoying the spirits of Phil Oreck's family. Phil, some good news today, improving at a nearby hospital.
When we got here, he was not in good shape. He's still in intensive care.
Mike Oreck tells me his son Phil has a long road ahead, but nearly 48 hours after he was shot, there is reason for optimism.
Still has a bullet in his lung. They're not going to take that out. They're going to leave it in. And lost his spleen and part of his colon. And
Phil Oreck and his girlfriend Allie were having such a blast at the Weekend Country Music Festival on the Vegas Strip. He posted this on Facebook. Tonight is one of those nights you won't soon forget.
His girlfriend said that they had so much fun the first 2 nights, and everybody was just having fun, and it was such a shock.
Just hours later, Mike would receive the devastating call on Monday morning.
Yeah, he said, Phil's been shot.
The Orecks now believe the 36-year-old Minnesota native was shot once in the torso. Our camera today capturing the horrifying sniper position high atop the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. The gunman firing indiscriminately across the Strip and down onto the festival grounds. Doctors have told the family Phil was lucky that he was wearing a compression-style T-shirt that gave him some extra time when seconds made a difference in the chaos of the mass shooting.
We know we're blessed. The Lord is taking care of him. You know, some of the folks didn't make it, and you know, so we know we're blessed. Lord must have something in mind for him down the road.
And again, Phil's family remains extremely hopeful. At last check, Phil is being weaned from his medication. He is slowly regaining consciousness. The big thing the family and doctors are watching out for right now, infection.